Hello everyone. Welcome to another channel. Welcome to another video or to my channel. So today we are going to talk about a topic that we covered in detail in terms of its fundamental in the previous session. So we are going to talk about progression today, and what we do in progression, we are talking about the problems in progression. Now, if you know what we do, we typically do our 1+2 approach, where we talk about the fundamentals in first session and then follow it up by 2 sessions of problems. So first session of problem is talking about the fundamental or conceptual level problems, not deep diving on too complex or too nuanced kind of problem. Just cement your fundamental understanding on progression, whatever the formula you have learned earlier, how to apply them, how to see a problem in a way so that you apply the right concept at the right problem and to get the solution quickly. So this is the things that we will do. We will basically train your problem solving muscles on that topic in this session, and then the next session we are typically deep dive into advanced level problems from this chapter of progression. So without further ado, let's get started. And like I always mention, if you are seeing a problem, try to pause the problem. Don't see the solution right away. Spend a couple of minutes, see how you are going to approach the problem, whether you are able to solve the problem. If you are able to, then solve it. See, then come back and see how I did it and whether your solution was right or not, or whether your thinking is right or not. That's more important. And if you are not able to solve the problem also, please continue seeing and see what was your thought process versus what was my thought process, or what was the ideal thought process in order to solve this kind of problem. So that way you will train yourself rather than just seeing the question and the solution by myself. So that's one. And secondly, we are going to cover around 9-10 problems here, but like I always mention, do at least 3x number of problem at home. So if I'm doing 10 problems, you should be doing 30 problems for problem level 1 or 2 that we are going to cover in this. Now in the second session, if we are going to cover another 7-8 problems, so together 18 problems from progression we will cover in 2 problem sessions. But at home you are expected to at least cover 50-55 problems of progression. That's when you gain complete control around a topic, and that's when you should be able to understand or try to have an inclination or try to know the right approach on how to solve problems on that particular topic. So let's get started. And yeah, if you feel some part of explanation is not clear, please let me know in the comment section. We'll be able to guide you from there. Okay, so the first problem talks about fourth term of an AP is 24 and 44th term of the same AP is 124. So what we know, the formula of AP of nth term. So if I know nth term of AP, what was the formula? Tn is AR, sorry, not AR, A plus n minus 1 into D, where A is your first term and D is your common difference. So A is your first term and D is your common difference. That's what we learned from the previous session. So I'll put the fundamental session link in the description box. Please go through that before you jump into this problem solving session, because we talk about a lot of fundamentals, and that's what we are going to talk about here, and we covered in depth. So that way you can understand where the formulas are coming from and what are the different formulas are available with us, right? So here they said the fourth term of the AP is 24. So I don't know the first term. I don't know the common difference here, but I can write T4 is A plus 4 minus 1 into D. And what is this? 24. So 24 is A plus 3D. Similarly, they said 44th term is 124. So T1 44 is A plus 144 minus 1 into D. So this is 124 is A plus 143D. Let's say this is equation 1, this is equation 2. So if I do 2 minus 1, what I'll get? I'll get A plus 143D minus A minus 3D is 124 minus 24. So A get cancelled. So I'll get 140D. Sorry. This is 44th term. No, sorry. My bad. I put 144th term. So this is 43D. So this is 43D. So the 1 will get cancelled. So this is 40D. All right. 44th term is 40D. And this is 100. Right. So for fourth term is 24, 44th term is 124. So that means your difference of that two is 100 and 40D is equal to 100. Now I get D as 2.5, right? So this is what I got, D as 2.5. Now if I put this in the first equation where I know A plus 3D is 24. Now A plus 3 into 2.5 must be equal to 24. So my A is 24 minus 7.5, or that will be 16.5. So my A is 16.5 and my what is my D? My D is 2.5, right? Okay. Now these two we got. Now I have to find out what is my T24. Now how will you calculate T24? So T24 is A plus 24 minus 1 into D. Similarly, applying the same formula here. So A, I know 16.5 plus 23 into 2.5. So this is 16.5 plus 57.5, right? 57.5. So that is 57 plus 16, 67, 73, 74. So 74. So your T24 is equal to 74. So understood how we did. We know a particular nth term formula. We don't know A and D separately in this problem, but we know two values or two terms. So then we can get two equations of A and D, solve them, and that's when you will be able to get A and D separately, and that you apply to get T24. Simple, straightforward approach. You just need to know the formula, apply that formula, get the equation, solve the equation, and use the values in the for the question that has been asked. Okay, so that's one part of it. Okay. Let's move to the next problem. Let's see what it talks about. If it's visible, it says, just give me a minute. The charger on, my laptop was drying. So it says sum of the first three terms of an AP is equal to sum of the first four term of the same sequence. So what is the first, understand what is the sum formula of an AP? Sum of n terms is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. N minus 1 into d, right? So this is the formula for sum of n terms. Now they said sum of first three terms of an AP. So s by is 3. First three terms means 3 by 2, 2a plus 3 minus 1 into d. Again, I don't know a and d. And they said sum of first four terms. What is the sum of first four terms? It is 4 by 2, 2a plus 4 minus 1 into d. So this is absolutely writing the basics formula with the given problem. The sum of first three terms and sum of first four terms. Okay. Now these two are being equal. They said S3 is equal to S4. So can I write 3 by 2, 2a plus 2d is equal to 2, or 4 by 2, I'm just writing as 2. 2 into 2a plus 3d, right? If I just cross multiply, these two will get multiplied with this two. So 3 into 2a on the right, 6a plus 6d, 4 into 2a plus 4 into 3d. So I can write 6a plus 6d is equal to 8a plus 12d, 8a plus 12d. So if I take a on the one side, so it will be 2a is equal to minus 6d, or I can say a is equal to minus 3d, or I can say a plus 3d equal to 0. So this is what we got, right? A plus 3d is equal to 0, right? So this is one equation we got, one relation we got, no problem. You don't need to necessarily find a and b separately. Let's see, we have derived an relation. Let's see what has been asked. Sum of the first 7 terms. What is sum of first 7 terms? It's 7 by 2 into 2a plus 7 minus 1 into d, or I can write 3.5 into 2a plus 6d. 2a plus 6d. Now, if I know a plus 3d equal to 0, it's the same way if I multiply 2 with both the sides. That is 2a plus 6d also equal to 0. So this is 3.5 into 0, answer is 0. Right? Or you can take, if you don't get from here to here, you can also do from this, you can take 2 common and it will give you a plus 3d, and a plus 3d is equal to 0. So what I understood is when the sum of first 3 terms is equal to sum of first 4 terms, the sum of first 7 terms is equal to 0. So that is a formula, and that's why I picked this problem to let you know the formula. Remember, it's in AP, sum of first p terms is equal to sum of q terms, then sum of p plus q terms is equal to 0. So in this case, we know our S3 was equal to S4. So S of 3 plus 4, or we can say S of 7 is equal to 0. It always. So if this is sum of first, sum of p terms is equal to sum of q terms, then sum of p plus qth term is always equal to 0. So for example, if I say sum of first 5 terms is equal to sum of first 8 terms, then sum of 13th term is first 13 term is always equal to 0, which is 5 plus 8. Okay, but this is a very important concept you want to remember. Okay, let's move to the next problem. Let's see what is said. It says find the sum up to 30 terms of an AP whose second term is half, and 29th term is 49 and a half. Okay, so second term is half. So I say second term is half. So half is equal to a plus 2 minus 1 into d. Right? Second term is half. So that means T2, which is half, a plus 2 minus 1 into d. Or I can say half is equal to a plus d. And the 29th term is 49 and a half. Now 49 and a half, I can write as 99 by 2. Okay. So 99 by 2 is equal to a plus, this is 29th term, right? So 29 minus 1 into d, or 99 by 2 is equal to a plus 28d. So again, let's say this is equation 1, this is equation 2. So simple 2 minus 1, if I do, I will get 99 by 2 minus half, and which is equal to a plus 28d minus a plus d, right? So 99 by 2 minus half gives you 98 by 2, which is equal to a get cancelled, or 27d, right? So 27d. So 99 and a half minus half, it's basically 98 by 2. 98, which is, so your d is 49 by 27. So your d is 49 by 27. Okay. Okay, now we got D, and similarly we have to find A. Now, what is A? A is, from this equation, we can write A is half minus D, half equal to A plus D. So A will be half minus D. So half minus 49 by 27. 49 minus 27. So this will be 27 twos are 54. So 27. 27 times minus here 49. So sorry, 98. So that means this is coming as minus 71 by 54. Okay. So what we got, A is minus 71 54 and 49 by 27. 27 is 98. So with 27 by 54. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So now I got A, now I got B. What they have asked me to find out? They have asked me to find the sum up to 30th terms. Sum up to 30 terms is what? Sum up to 30 terms. Sum of 30 terms is equal to A, sorry, not A, n by 2, which is 30 by 2, into 2A plus 30 minus 1 into D. 2A plus n minus 1 into D. That's the formula. So here I get 15. 2 into minus 71 by 54. Yeah, now it's visible. Yeah. So it is 2 into minus 71 by 54 plus 29 into 49 by 27. Okay. So this is what it is. Now you can solve this. So this is 15 into minus 71 by 27 plus 29 into 49 by 27. Okay. Now you can solve this and possibly get an answer. So this is just a manual calculation. You can do it 29 into 49 and then add with 71, and from here you can get the answer. Okay. Put a comment in the description box and what is the final answer you get. So let's do some of the calculation at your end as well. So do the calculation and put a comment on what you see is the answer for this problem. Right? Yeah. Let's move to the next problem. What it says, in an arithmetic progression, so the previous problem was a little numbers you have to comfortable with. So it's not always every problem will be given with the easy number set. You have to try and get the answer for the problem in the right manner. And when the number is a little complex, you should be comfortable with calculating it. That's why I didn't solve it. You solve and give me the answer in the comment. Now it says, in an arithmetic progression, sum of the first 5 term is 6, sum of the first 6 term is 5. Okay. Sum of the first 5 terms. So 5 terms is 5 by 2. See, I'm just applying the basic formula. 2A plus 5 minus 1 into D. Okay. And sum of first 5 term is 6. So can I write then 6 is equal to 2.5 into 2A plus 4D, and sum of the first 6 term is 5. Sum of the first 6 term, so 6 by 2, 2A plus 5D, 6 minus 1 into D. Okay, so this is 5 is equal to 3 into 2A plus 5D. Okay, so you know, so this basically gives you 6 is equal to 5A plus 10D, and from here you can get 5 is equal to 6A plus 15D. Okay, so again, this is some of the first 11 terms. right? Now, what is sum of the first 11 terms? Let's see. I can solve these two problems, but let's see the sum of first 11 terms, how it's coming. So 11 by 2, 2a plus 10d. Sum of first 11 terms is 2a plus 10d. Okay. Now what they are asking me to find out, 11 by 2, 2 into a plus 5d. See, everything is known to you. Only unknown is a plus 5d. So I have this equation, I have this equation. Can you think how I can get a plus 5d from here? So this is equation 1, this is equation 2. See, there is one way to get it solved for a and d, and two variable will always get the answer. But sometimes without getting a and d, can I get exactly what has been needed? Okay. Now, if I just do 2 minus 1, what I'll get? I'll get 1 on the left hand side, and right hand side 6a plus 15d minus 5a minus 10d. So 1 is basically nothing but a plus 5d. Okay. So a plus 5d here is 1. So 11 by 2, 2 into 1. So 2 get cancelled, answer is 11. Okay. So you got the answer. Good. Not clear, please drop a note. So always not try to solve for every variable individually. See what is the expression of combination of variable that is needed to answer the question, and see whether without solving the variable individually, can I get the expression directly from the given equations that I got. Okay, let's move to the next problem. They said there are two sequences, 3, 6, and 15, 103, it's a AP. And then 4, 8, 12, 16, 123, that is also an AP. Okay. Now they said find how many terms are common to both the sequences. Okay. Now understand this. If you have 3, 6, 9, 12 till 103, right? So this is nothing but I can say it is everything is increasing by 3, 3, 3, right? Now if I do 4, 8, 12, 16 till 123, obviously 123 is not the value, right? So 123. So from here, what we'll get? We will get, this is possibly a common difference of 4. So common difference of 4 here and common difference of 3 here. So if you see typically, what is the first common term that comes out? It is this 12, right? So 12, which is a multi LCM of 3 and 4. So 12 is typically LCM of 3 and 4. So that's why 12, 3 is the first common difference in the first series. 4 is the common difference in the second series. So 12 is the LCM of 3 and 4, and that's why you see the first common term between them is 12. Okay. Now if you see carefully, 103 is the last term in the first sequence, 123 is the last term in the second sequence. Obviously, with a multiply of 4, it cannot go to 123. Possibly 120 is the last term here, and multiple of 3, 102 is the first term in the first sequence. So what I'm trying to say is 103 is not a multiple of 3. So if I expand the sequence, there will be no term as 103, but there will be a term as 102, which is the closest multiple of 3. Similarly, for 123, it cannot be a term in the second series because it's not a multiple of 4. 120 is possibly the closest term that the term will end, that the series will end. Now, if you see between both the series, 103 is lower. Now, if I say 12 is my first common term, what will be my next common term? My next common term will be, since the LCM is 12, my next common term will be 12 away. So can I say my first common term, or I'll say my first common term is 12. Second common term will be 24. Third common term will be 36. So unless it is has to be a 12 multiples away from the previous term to get a same common term for this above series and the below series. Because you see 3, 6, 9, 12. What will be the next numbers? 15, 18, 21, 24. Similarly, 4, 8, 12, 16. What will be the next number? 20 and 24. So 24 is the next common term. So see 12 to 24, it's a 12 away. Then you keep writing, you will see 36 is the third common term. So can I say my first term or A is 12 and D, which is the common difference, is also 12. So my first common term is 12 and same term is 24. Now I have to find out how many terms are common. So how many terms are there till 103? So can I write what will be my Tn has to be less than or equal to 103? My nth common term, see, understand this. If your first term is 12, common difference is 12, what will be that nth term that is less than 103? And that n value or T5 or T6, T7, that means 5 terms, 6 terms, or 7 terms are there, which is less than 103. And that many terms are common in both the series. So Tn less than 103. So Tn is A plus n minus 1 into D, that means less than 103. So from here I can write 12 plus n minus 1 into 12 is than 103. So n minus 1 into 12 must be less than equal to 91. Similarly, I can write n minus 1 must be less than equal to 91 by 12. Must be less than 7.70. Must be less than 7.6, I can say. So n must be less than equal to 8.6. So n must be less than equal to 8.6. So n can be equal to 8. Right? So n can be equal to, n has to be a null number. So n has to be 8. So then can I say there are 8 common terms between both this 36? You can also read this 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96. After that 108. 108 is outside the first series. So there are 8 terms that will be common in both the series. Okay. So we apply for understanding of your AP, but not directly. We need to understand how the two series are calculated, what are the LCM, how you find the first term and the common difference by applying the concept of LCM of common terms between two different series. So with all that, we'll be able to solve this. So it's a good problem. If any doubt, please drop a note in the comment section. Okay, now the next term in a GP, first term is 2 and the common ratio is 3. In a GP, now we are moving towards GP. Now GP we know, just a quick recap, nth term a r to the power n minus 1 and sum of nth term a into r to the power n minus 1 by r minus 1, right? Or we can write a into 1 minus r to the power n by 1 minus r. And for infinite GP series, it will be a by 1 minus r when r is less than 1. So these are the few formulas. I'll just quickly recap what we did. But again, I recommend you to go through the fundamental session if you have not gone through, to completely understand how these are derived and what are the other small conceptual clarity you should have before solving GP. So highly recommended going through the fundamental session linked in the description box. Now let's see the first term. The first term is 2. The first term is 2. That means A is 2 and the common ratio is 3. So that means R is 3. What is the sum up to 6 terms? Sum up to 6 terms. So that means S6 is 2 into 3 to the power 6 minus 1 by 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. So 2 into 3 to the power 6. What is 3 to the power 6? So 3 to the power 3 is 27. 3 to the power 4 is 81. 3 to the power 5 is 243. 3 to the power 6 is 729. Right? Sorry. No, right. 729. Okay. Now, what you understand? Yes, 729. So what you understand is 3 to the power 6. So again, if you remember my speed math class, I told you you have to remember this exponents at least for 2 and 3 up to 2 up to 2 to the power 12 and 3 up to 3 to the power 10. So this is something you have to remember. And again, you can calculate this slowly with multiplication of 3 only. So 729 minus 1 by 2. So 2 get cancelled. 728. Straightforward, apply the formula, get the calculation done rightly. Don't do a silly mistake here. Be very cautious on your silly mistakes. Try to avoid as much as possible because that's where the differential gets created. You make two silly mistakes, that's absolutely blunder. So you don't know a problem, don't you solve the problem wrong, that's separate. But if you got the problem right, then please don't do silly mistake. And when you are giving mocks or try to write any time bound exams, try to see if your number of silly mistakes are coming down over the time. Initially you will do, and that's how all of us have gone through it. You will do some silly mistakes, but try to see at least if you can, that is one important metrics that you should analyze mock after mock and whether the number is coming down, and be very cautious when you got a problem. Don't do a silly mistake and ruin the effort that you have put to identify the problem. Okay, let's go to the next problem. In a GP, first term is 11 and the last term is 5, 6, 3, 2. They haven't told me the last term. So can I say t to the power n is a to the power n minus 1. So this is 5, 6, 3, 2, 11 into r to the power n minus 1. Right? Okay. Now this is sum up to last term is 115,253. Sum up to last terms. Find the common ratio. Now Sn a into r to the power n minus 1 by r minus 1, that is given. Okay, now from here I can write a r to the power n, or a I replace with 11. So 11 r to the power n minus 11 by r minus 1. Okay. Now if I see from here, I can write this as 11 r to the power n by r. So I can write this as cross multiplying 5, 6, 3, 2 r is 11 r to the power n. Just cross multiplying the r on the left side. Okay. Now Sn is what they said is 11,253. Is 11 r to the power n. I got it from here. 11 r to the power n is 5632 r minus 11 by r minus 1. This is what is given. So 11 r to the power n, this value, I got it from here. Okay. Now 5632 r, if I just cross multiply now, 11,253 r minus 11,253 is equal to 5632 r minus 11. Okay. Now if I do this, 11,253 r minus 5632 r is equal to 11,253 minus 11. This is 1, 2, 6, 5. So 5621 r. 1 2 is 3, 2 3 is 5, 6 2 7. Yeah, 5621 r, and this is equal to 3 minus 1 2, 5 minus 1 4, and 11 242. Okay. Now if I just divide, r will be equal to 2. R will be equal to 2. This one, find the common ratio. The r is equal to 2. So 11,242 divided by 5621 you will do, and you will get RS2. Okay, so don't get overwhelmed by the complexity of number. If you solve it, you get the answer. Keep a calm mind, don't do silly mistake, and just go through slowly.